They came off the street and they just needed to take a rest. They were walking.
Would you like some water?
No, I'd like some bourbon, actually.
I want some bourbon, too.
We should start doing the WeTube radio shows like
With
that.
bourbon.
With bourbon.
This is my friend Bourbon. I'm just kidding. Well, why don't you introduce yourself?
No, I'll introduce him.
You're going to introduce him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put this nice paragraph together.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you better use
your
paragraph.
extra drunk.
I got thrown off by the bourbon.
You already had some. All right. Well, we have a movie that's actually coming out. It's got a premiere on Friday. And, why are we doing that, Andrew? That's what everyone is saying right now that's driving on the 10 freeway. Why are you doing a movie? This is all about YouTube. Because I literally counted every single view on the trailer for this.
He counted.
210,000. I rounded. 210,000 views.
That is crazy.
Not bad for, independent film.
Yeah.
So, our actor that was so kind to Uber here today, born in Paterson, New Jersey, has worked nationally in film, TV, and commercials. He moved to L.A. from NYC in 1988. Was I even born yet? I don't know. Left acting in 99. He left acting.
That is crazy.
In the late 90s. What was happening in the late 90s?
In the late 90s,
Britney
was that
Spears.
Christina Aguilera?
That's when he left.
Backstreet Boys.
You know what? I don't blame him for leaving. I get it. And he opened a successful restaurant in Woodland Hills. You never thought you would ever, he never thought, rather, that he would get back into show business. But a good friend of his, there's the callers right there, a good friend suggested that he give acting another try after viewing some of his old work. So he gave it a go. And since returning to the spotlight, he's worked with some big names in Hollywood. Peter Stormare, Justin Chatwin. That guy.
Scott Baio.
Oh, God. The look on your face. Scott Baio.
I remember his reality show from 2007, I believe.
But wait, Justin Chatwin's in the movie that we're talking about. He's the he's the boy. He played the son to Tom Cruise back on what was it, War of the Worlds, something like that. Kat Dennings, Scott Baio, Tony Sirico.
Sopranos.
Oh, Sopranos.
Ooh.
Okay.
Walnuts.
Catherine McPhee,
and
American
now,
Idol.
And now from the Saw franchise, the cinematographer David A. Armstrong.
Yes.
Very impressive career thus far. We did some additional research on some of the awards that he's won over the years, and I discovered that at the age of 7, he even received a Weeblo pin in the Cub Scouts.
Wow.
And that was about it.
Cub for life.
Rich Grosso is joining us today.
Thank you for that lovely introduction.
A Weeblo pin. Wow.
Yes, I made that up actually. He emailed me this morning. Have you won any awards? I go, yeah, I got I won a Weeblo pin in the Cub Scouts.
That is funny.
I was never in the Cub Scouts. So
You had
I got kicked out actually.
You should have said something like, I won first place in a science fair or something.
Yeah. Anybody that knows me would not believe that.
I actually did
My
that.
father said, you go to school stupid. And I said, yeah, and I came out the same way.
That is funny.
I actually thought Cub Scouts, that was believable. That was believable.
That's how good of an actor I am.
So,
I believed it.
And then to his left, here at the table with us, William Baker. Is it Bill or is it Will?
William or Bill?
William. William Baker, born on December 29th. December 24th. That would make you a Christmas child, huh?
That would be correct.
Man, your birthdays must have sucked.
They were great.
Oh, really? So,
Yeah.
so your parents actually segregated, like, happy birthday, here's all these gifts, now let's do Christmas.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
my day. The day before Christmas, so it was actually a great holiday.
Okay, all right. Cleveland, Ohio.
Yes, sir.
Cleveland,
Love Ohio.
You're a producer and production manager known for The Assassin's Code, which is what we're going to be discussing today, Criminal Activities, and my friend Dahmer.
Yes.
Yeah. Was he your friend? I mean,
no.
Okay.
But, he grew up in Ohio.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, his first killing was probably 10 miles from my house.
The more you know.
It was at Bill's house.
Yeah.
So you guys have this movie called The Assassin's Code that's literally ready to just explode onto the scene Friday, right?
We hope so.
It was exploding on my iPhone screen this morning, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Lots of action.
We want to get this trending and stuff. We actually want to show the trailer really quick to all of our fans that are watching right now at KCAAradio.com. So let's take a look at this trailer for The Assassin's Code.
I understand that you're conducting business outside of channels.
Not sure what you're talking about.
Yes, you are. You've overstepped your bounds.
You stole what was mine. That
wasn't some random score. Someone knew to hit that fan.
That's what we call conjecture, Michael.
I can work this one.
Freeze! Jimmy, please! Jimmy, everybody relax!
Jimmy.
Hey! Gun! He's got a gun!
We can't let this guy walk. He's responsible for half the crimes in the city just because of all the commas and zeros he has in his tax return.
Please!
Shots fired. One suspect down and another in custody. Requesting an ambulance on site.
That is awesome.
I should have voiced it. The Assassin's Code this Friday in theaters.
That'd been great.
That
How
would've
much
been
would you have
He's
charged us?
looking at you
Well,
like,
I am union, so.
Yeah.
So you would have gotten a fat paycheck.
You in the pipe fitters union? What are you doing?
Yeah. No, I'm proud. I'm proud of being a union member. Okay, so that's the movie. That was impressive.
That was way
thank you.
impressive.
As an independent, really. That was all. No major studio is producing this.
No, that was a private equity investor.
Wow.
Who paid for the whole thing.
Okay, so I don't know if this is. I guess this is more for Will here. What goes into shooting a movie? I mean, like, what are we talking about here?
The easiest way to describe it is it's like a military operation. You have all these departments, and they all are given instructions by either myself, the producer, or David, the director. And we tell the head of the department, who then passes those directions on to the people underneath him. And if it works like it should, everything flows really smoothly.
Did it? Did everything flow right?
A movie never flows right.
What was the biggest thing that didn't flow right?
Wow.
Locations.
Yeah, locations was the
Okay.
toughest one.
Really? Is it
yeah.
like permits and stuff? Is that why? Or?
No, it was just locking down. The movie had 32 different locations.
Wow.
In 20 days.
In 20 days.
Yeah,
and
so-
you shot the whole thing in Ohio.
The whole thing in Cleveland.
Okay. Oh, Cleveland rocks.
So how big was that whole crew that you had?
I want to say probably around 80 or 90 people.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot of people for.
Do
for
you?
indie.
Okay, I know this works in New Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
but like, do you guys get like a special grant from the state of Ohio saying thank you for filming here?
Yes, Ohio has a tax incentive,
How much is theirs?
30%.
Oh,
It's a good one. It's
the
one of the
budget,
better ones
yeah.
in the country
Oh.
out of all of them because it's also one of the easiest ones to get and the easy ones to
Oh.
get back.
So
Because they just give you cash. It's not, you don't have to, like New Mexico, you have to sell the credit. In Ohio, you
right.
just file your business taxes at the end of the quarter when you're done, and the State Department of Revenue sends you a
Nice.
check.
They just show you the money.
It's great.
so okay, was Ohio like? Was that the one because you're from Ohio, or did it just logistically work out better, or was it specifically set in Ohio?
The original story was set in Cleveland.
Okay.
It was written by a guy named Edward Lee Cornett from Cleveland,
Okay,
and the investor was from Cleveland.
gotcha.
So the whole thing just kind of,
had to be Cleveland.
yeah. And then David, our director's fiance, Valerie Grant, came in and she did a script rewrite, as happens with every script you ever have, and embellished and just made this thing sing. And
Okay.
so it was a great combo.
Did you ever get to recruit any family members for the production days?
No.
No.
That's a lesson learned.
Okay.
How did David approach you, William, when he wanted to do Assassin's Code?
Kind of the other way around.
Yeah, it's the other way around.
Oh, how? Oh, so you approached David.
The plot thickens.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the writer was a friend of mine.
Okay.
And we had met probably 4 years prior to production.
Right.
And he was in the middle of trying to put together kind of a sizzle reel for it, and needed some help on the production side. Rich was in that as well, and Rich and Ed have been friends for a long time.
I was like the only guy in the sizzle reel that actually wound up in the film.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
You are a survivor.
Actually, no, Mike Sapedi as well.
Yeah, Mike was in it
Okay.
too. And so Ed called me, must have been May, and Ed was with Rich, and they were in Woodland Hills at a cigar bar, and they said, we've got the money. I'm like, oh, great.
You got the
Well,
job.
yeah, well, Ed
But
came
we need
to
a
me.
director.
Well, yeah, what happened was Ed came to me and said, Joseph Lacani is writing a check for the film. What do you think about Bill Baker as producer? I go, man, you want nobody but Bill if you're shooting in Ohio. You know, the guy's done like 11 movies in Ohio. So Doc, we call him Doc. Ed Cornett his nickname is Doc.
Okay.
So Doc reached out to Bill, and then Bill reached out to David.
Yeah. So we knew we needed a director, and so I called David.
Was David like number 1 on the list?
Yes,
I hope. Okay, I hope he's listening. But if he was number 2, that's okay too.
No, he was number 1.
He was number 1.
He was number 1. And he came out, and
But why? But why was he? Is he because he's a good friend of yours, or?
We had done a project earlier that had gotten started and then had gone away, but we had built such a nice relationship, and I could see that he's a really talented director.
They like prepped this entire film, and then the funding fell out. So they were several months working together.
Oh wow!
And did everything except shoot the thing. You know,
and you know, I could see his approach was right, and just knowing that the decades he spent as a director of photography put him right next to talent.
Perfect.
And it's a perfect transition from that kind of a DP to a director, because you understand how to deal with the talent and make them feel comfortable, and can speak their language on set.
So I was going to add Mark Thompson, famous radio personality, best known for Mark and Brian in the film. Tell us how it was working with him.
Mark is fantastic.
Really?
Mark was, I mean, I didn't have any personal scenes with him, but I got to know Mark as a person.
You've been in California for a hot minute, right, Rich?
Yeah, couple seconds.
Isn't it like a little starstruck when you meet someone like Mark Thompson?
First thing I did to him was I walked up to him and go, I was at your Christmas show in 2011. It was amazing.
What was his response?
He's like, yeah, whatever. Well, I don't remember you, I think is what he
Get
said.
out of here.
The crazier thing for me was
very cool.
Okay.
The crazier thing for me was the first phone call.
Okay.
Because I'm calling him up, and I've heard his voice on the radio for 25 years.
Right.
So
and then
did
you hear
feel like
Mark's,
you won something?
Yeah, it was really kind of crazy. And he answers the phone, and and it's this voice you've heard for so long.
Right.
It was just kind of interesting reaction. But he was so fantastic, so gracious. He did everything that was asked and more. He's been promoting the movie on his podcast he has that he runs with his wife.
Oh,
yeah.
His daughter as well.
So he's not out of the game at all.
He's
just
still doing his thing.
And he's an amazing actor. You
Really?
should wait till you see him in this film.
Okay.
He is riveting.
Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
Let's not say.
Oh,
What's his character's name?
Yeah.
He's Captain Jack O'Brien.
Oh, he's a
Captain
cop.
Jack O'Brien.
Is he a cop?
Yes.
He's the
head detective.
Yeah. So he's Justin's boss.
So did we see him in the reel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we did. So he was one of the.
He was sitting at the
You
table.
stole what was
Right.
mine, and
It's
then
called the trailer, Manny.
in the trailer.
Yes, that's what I meant. The trailer.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was sitting at the desk when Justin's, they're
right.
having their
Gotcha.
back and forth.
Gotcha. Okay. So, I'm not going to do this next question. Manny, actually, as we were Googling docking this today, he wrote this, and I was just like, where is he? Okay, it's all his.
Where is he going? Yeah, you know, I'm not the most smartest person when it comes to film. So what caught my attention was the dog in the film. My initial reaction was like, oh my gosh, I wonder how it was working with the dog, or if the dog listened. How was it working with an animal?
He listened more than I did. I'll tell you that right
That's for sure. So the original script was 2 Rottweilers.
Wow, okay.
And then we started doing some research. First of all, 2 dogs
Right.
walking in sync was going to be pretty difficult.
Yeah.
It'd be hard enough if you were doing it on a studio level budget. And now we're trying to do this on a shoestring budget.
In Ohio.
Yeah. And doing some research, we kind of were we were given advice that Rottweilers can get a little squirrely.
Right.
They're not as trained as, say, a Doberman.
Okay.
So then we went to the Doberman, and so then we have 2 Dobermans.
Right.
And then we went further down that rabbit hole with some trainers and talking to them, and they all kind of said the same thing. If you can convince the director to take it to 1, and it's not a deal breaker, you're going to be better off, because trying to get 2 dogs to do things in sync is going to take a lot of time.
I think even with humans, it's pretty difficult to do.
Did you have to,
Yeah.
how the audition process go? Like, did they fly in from LA and New York, or was it like a local?
No, there was, we found a trainer out of Minnesota.
Oh,
and
don't you know?
she sent us a bunch of videos of the dog.
The dog was cut out of Fargo. Some scenes. I'm kidding.
And she sent us some videos of the dog doing what we needed it to do. And that
So that was almost a gamble too, though, because I mean anybody can send over a video and be like, "These guys are great," and then they show up and boom.
it's a
opposite.
gamble using animals that every time I've worked with
WC Fields, right? Kids and animals.
Kids
You
and
just
animals
don't
are the
work with them.
Yeah, I've done elephants, giraffes, cheetahs.
I worked with a bear once.
God, what else?
Well,
Kangaroos.
Elephants
I
are
mean,
super smart, though, right? I'm sure they take direction really well.
who?
Elephants?
Elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had an elephant in a commercial one time walking through an
I
office
mean,
building.
they can crack peanuts for God's sakes.
It was pretty amazing. But yeah, dogs and animals are just,
Right.
you have to allot more time.
I was also going to ask, I don't know if you guys are able to answer this, but how difficult is it to create action scenes? I'm sure those are having to be reshot time and time again, right?
Not as much as you'd think.
Really?
You have to do a lot of planning.
Are you doing
Okay.
like multi-cameras for the action scenes?
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes, okay.
Yeah, it depends on where you're shooting. Do you have room for multiple cameras? Sometimes if you're in a room, like you'll see when you see the movie in the climax, we're inside of a house. And so there's not a lot of room really to set up a huge setup.
So that was my next question. Did you guys use any studios, or
No.
everything was like a real location?
Everything was
So you couldn't just remove a wall to give yourself extra room in the room.
We didn't have
everything
that
was
luxury.
all on location.
Oh,
Unfortunately, there's no studios in Cleveland
Gotcha.
right now. So
Gotcha.
you make do with what you can.
What about those gun scenes? I mean, is it because you're using blanks? I'm assuming on set.
No,
right?
they're using real guns.
No, we use real bullets.
Yeah.
Because I
Many
know
people
we didn't
died.
have blanks are more expensive. We couldn't afford them.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. When I
bulletproof
was
vests and blank and real bullets, and
I
they
love
just,
it.
just pull
These
them out
are the
here.
last ones left from the film.
but still, like, and maybe it was just me because I was too young. But I remember when I was like 19, I got like on the student film, and it was like a zombie thing. But like they were using real like live guns with blanks, and they had like a coordinator and stuff on set. But even having it pointed at me was still like
Pretty nerve-wracking,
I've never
I
had a
guess.
gun pointed at me before.
Right.
That's scary stuff.
Yeah, a gun with a blank is a live gun.
Yeah.
You have an armor and a stunt coordinator.
I could just
who they got to keep it safe.
can't imagine how many of those actors went home with anxiety that night after many guns pointed at them and running and screaming. And that's
Should I tell them a secret?
Tell us a secret.
I don't know. Is it going to mess up a spoiler alert or anything?
No,
Well, then tell them a
we didn't
secret.
use blanks.
oh, you didn't.
What?
No VFX. There's
Oh,
no
nice.
There's really no need to use blanks anymore.
Oh.
Because the idea of the blank was that it would spit out something out of the front of the gun and you would catch it on camera. But with VFX now, there's really no need.
It looks beyond real.
Okay.
Too.
So basically, those are just digital effects going out.
So
of the
is there
front
like
of
a
the gun.
script supervisor offset as like camera fires and they go bang bang? Are they making bang sounds?
Yes, actually not the scripty. Peter Stormare.
Who's making bang sounds?
He would go pew pew pow. We have a whole blooper reel.
We were calling him
That
Peter
is
Pew for a
fun.
while.
Peter and all of his funny gun sounds.
So are any of those gun sounds, when you played back the film, can you hear them, or are they just
No.
completely over the audio's
The
replaced?
audio's-
Okay.
yes, audio's completely replaced.
All right. So, Rich, this is a question for you. Out of all the big name actors and actresses, aside from myself, that you've worked with, who's your favorite to work with?
I'll ask the next one.
Okay.
Wow.
Aside from me, because
Well,
that's not
aside
fair.
from that wouldn't be fair.
Probably Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
Isn't he a...
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Well, it's still acting.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, oddly enough, we get our hair.
You got to be being a pizza man as an actor.
No, I never had the pleasure to work with Mr. Jeremy.
Okay.
No. Let me see. I would have to say it was wonderful working with Peter.
Yeah.
Really?
Peter was and Justin as well. Not to take anything away from Justin, but most of my scenes were with Peter, and
So out of all-
Justin had worked with Peter on another film, and my first day of shooting was with Justin. My next day was with Peter, and I went up to Justin and I go, "Well, you worked with Peter before. And Peter has this amazing reputation, like 100 and something movies, all these TV shows."
Yeah.
And I said, "What is it like working with Peter?"
Right,
and
right.
and Justin said, "Don't make plans."
Sure.
And he was
Okay.
like, and he would throw stuff at me that
When
was
we
not
come
in the
back.
script
Yeah.
all day.
Well,
When we
Rich,
come back, I have one more good question. You're
we
not
got-
off the hook yet.
Yeah, we got a good question for you. We're going to take a quick commercial break. It is the WeTube radio show right here on
WeTube.
KCAA. Don't go away. We're live with Rich Grosso and William Baker, the Assassin's Code. We'll be right back.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292FQ Riverside, and K293CF Moreno Valley.
Last Man Standing gets back up over at Fox. This is your entertainment wrap-up for NBC News Radio. I'm Andrew Caravella. I thought the show was pretty decent, and so does Fox. A year after its controversial cancellation at ABC, the Tim Allen-fronted comedy is poised to be resurrected by Fox for the 2018-2019 TV season. According to TV Line, Allen has, per sources, signed a deal for potential Season 7, and conversations are underway with key cast members and producers from the original incarnation to join him. Last Man Standing was canceled after 6 seasons, causing some controversy a year ago, with some speculating that Allen's well-vocalized right-wing beliefs may have been a factor. Tim Allen himself added fuel to the conspiracy theory last fall, telling Norm Macdonald Live that there's nothing more dangerous, especially in this climate, than a funny, likable conservative. ABC's top executive Channing Dungey disputed the claim, however, insisting the sitcom was canceled after ABC made the decision not to continue with comedies on Friday. Now, in other news, Conan O'Brien is switching to 30-minute episodes next year. According to Entertainment Weekly, TBS announced last Thursday that the late-night talk show Conan will air in 30-minute installments down from hour-long episodes starting in 2019. These episodes will feature guest and comedy segments based in and out of the studio, but the overall format will be less structured. Conan has commented on the change, stating that he is happy to take the next leap. A half-hour show will give him the time to do a higher percentage of the comedy in and out of the studio that he loves and that seems to resonate in this new digital world. And that's your entertainment wrap-up, Inland Empire, for NBC News Radio right here on KCAA 102.3 FM, 106.5 FM, and the Legacy 1050 AM. I'm Andrew Caravella.
What are you doing over here?
Not even on.
We now return to the WeTube radio show.
I thought I was ready. I was about
right
to say
here on
hello,
NBC News Radio. Here's your host, Andrew Caravella and Manny Boy Sandoval.
Manny,
What's up, everybody?
Manny
Hello.
is over here on the mic going, hey, what's up? And
Hey,
it's
what's
like,
up?
what are you doing?
But anyways, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? It is Andrew Caravella and Manny Boy Sandoval on 102.3 FM.
And we're here
Wait,
with
I got
Rich.
other call numbers.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
106.5 FM and 1050 AM, The Legacy, broadcasting live worldwide and all over the Inland Empire. Hello, IE 951-909.
And all those other ones.
And all the other ones that I can't remember.
And we're here. We're back with Rich Grosso and William Baker. Did I say your last name wrong?
No, you said it perfectly.
Said it perfect.
Most people do pronounce it wrong. They say Grasso or Grasso, but it is Grosso.
Yeah, just
Rich
think,
Grosso.
Just think gross.
Yeah,
Gross
I got it
would
right.
know.
Yeah.
Well, Grosso is a Jewish name. Grosso is an Italian name, which basically means I could have been Jewish, but one of my ancestors bought a vowel. So
Rich, when did we first meet? Where was it?
we met. Boy, no, we met at a karaoke bar in Woodland Hills called Paoli's.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I was already an old man then, and Andrew was a young toddler who sang like an angel.
I was actually underage, and they let me in
he
there.
sang like an
because I
angel.
could sing.
And what was my nickname for you? Do you remember? What did I call you for years?
Was it? Oh, Holly? No.
No.
Oh, boy band.
I called him Boy Band.
I thought he was.
Yeah, boy band. No, not band or boy band. Just boy band.
I just called him Boy Band.
I was a whole band.
I thought you were
because I thought he was still going to be like a Justin Bieber
Right.
type before Justin Bieber.
No, I thought
Yeah,
he
it
was the
was-
bonus
I've never heard of
Jonas,
him,
though.
you know.
I have a new nickname. I'm the bonus
Jonas.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you'll always be Boy Band to me.
Yeah, it's okay.
What song was he singing? Do you remember what song?
Like
Rich,
every
there's
little pop,
no-
like every little like Boys to
Yeah.
Men or whatever.
There's no
or-
other middle-aged man in
Standing
the
up
world that
there.
can say that
It's
except
gonna-
for you.
It's gonna be me.
So Andrew and I go way back. Yes.
Yeah.
Before we took a break, Andrew had asked you who is the best actor you've ever worked with. So this is the one I came up with. Who is the worst actor that you've ever worked with,
He knows.
or actress?
Okay. Well, first of all,
Too many?
I want to say when you say the best actor, I wouldn't say the best actor or actress. I would say the one I had the best experience
Good.
with.
Yeah. So the worst experience now.
You know,
Your favorite to work
so
with.
I
Which
would
was your
have to
least
say-
favorite to work with? And you can say anything
I
else
would
you
have
want.
to say, and I'm so sorry, he's such a wonderful man, but I did like this really cheesy B movie. Like
What was your role?
I played this guy named Weasel, and it was back in the 90s, and it was called the movie was called Fugitive X Innocent Target.
What
and
name?
this guy, and this gentleman, and he's a wonderful man. His name's David Havener, and he's a wonderful man. And but he when video was all popular back then, he would write, direct, produce, and star in
the whole thing.
These videos, and they would sell. He was like very famous, like everywhere except the United States, you know. And I did one of the and that was just very difficult. And because David was wearing so many hats, sometimes his acting wasn't the thing he thought about because he had so much going on. So that was a very tough experience.
You know what? More power to you for actually
answering that question. Yeah.
I mean, William, do you care to tell us the worst person you've worked with?
And again, I don't want to say he's a bad actor. I'm just saying it was a tough experience.
Right. Of course.
You know.
Of course.
Probably this guy named Rich Grosso.
Oh yeah, I know that name. I know that name.
Wow, worst person to work with. You know, I've had pretty good luck. I can't think of anybody that was actually that would make me say, "Wow, that was awful."
Not even outside of what your current career field is.
Well, outside of my current career, sure.
Everybody's
got somebody that they can't stand.
Oh, yeah.
Acting-wise, there was one particular actor. I'm not going to say his name because he's semi-famous.
Okay.
But he was a crazy germaphobe.
Oh,
okay.
I think I know.
And he was really, really mean to the producers, the director.
Oh wow.
And he was just kind of a jackass to work with.
Oh, okay. Ouch. Okay, well, the next part of the show, we were going to actually interview David, but I know David could not be with us tonight, which is okay because I'm going to get him on the premiere because I'm going to the premiere. So,
oh, great.
So David must be there for the premiere.
I think he's going to be there.
When is the premiere?
Saturday. This coming Saturday, the 12th.
Why you want to go, Manny?
I'll see. I'll have to let you guys know if I'm free.
I mean, you'll be solo. I have another production thing I got to do for them. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So what?
But I'll wave to you. So
you'll wave to me?
Yeah, like I know him.
I'm not going to do an interview. I'm not going to let you interview me that day. Is that what you're going to be waving to me for?
Yeah, you're going to refuse.
I'm just running down the carpet.
So what I want to do right now is, since we're at the second part of the show, and we do have a YouTube, Tiki Live, and KCAARadio.com video following, I want to actually share with people right now the scene that you guys were so graciously to bring us today. It's got Rich in it.
Exclusive.
So before we do this scene, Rich, just set it up for us. I see that you guys are in a park, so tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
Well, what's going on is, Peter plays Kirk Schlichter, who's a hitman.
By the way, Peter is also on a hit show right now called...
He's on LA to Vegas.
Yeah, LA to Vegas.
Now.
I watch it every week.
And he has his own show that's coming out, too, I believe, called Swedish Dicks. Very funny. Yeah, as a detectives.
Oh,
yeah.
got it. That's clever. That's clever. Okay.
But anyway, yeah. Peter,
which they shot in Los Angeles.
Which they shot in Los Angeles.
Wow. Well, you know.
But anyway, yes, to set up the clip, basically we're kind of like sidekicks. We clean things up that need to be cleaned up, and
for assassins, right?
Yes,
okay.
And without giving away too much, let's just say that Michael Connelly, played by Justin Chatwin, is getting a little too close for comfort, and there's somebody in the equation that could blow our boss's cover, so we have to get rid of that person.
So this is a business meeting.
So this is a business meeting. I'm there to let him know that we have to take care of somebody, and that's the scene.
All right, let's take a look at Rich Grosso.
Take care of him.
The Assassin's Code. Take a look.
You ever tried that?
Nah. Looks like a geriatric Bruce Lee movie in slow motion.
You should try it.
Why ruin this body with muscles? We got to clean things up before questions start getting asked.
So when?
Sooner the better. He works late most nights.
Okay.
There it is. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Let me ask you.
You're kind of funny.
Yeah. He's good.
I'm funny how? How am I funny?
Pass.
How am I funny? How
Pass.
am I funny?
This is your interview.
You're funny.
This is your interview.
How many takes did it take you on that one? Let's be honest.
No idea. I don't remember.
Like,
we didn't. We shoot. This film looks like a $10 million movie at $1.8 million, and it was 20 days, 32 locations.
The budget was $1.8 million.
And we didn't. You
don't have time for a lot of takes.
We didn't have time for a lot of takes.
Right. Okay.
You know,
people they say $1.8 million. Oh my God, it's a feature film. But in all honesty, that's still actually low budget.
In the world of filmmaking,
The Avengers craft services budget is more than what our entire film cost.
What's for those that don't know, what's considered a high budget film?
100 mil.
100 mil. Okay.
100 mil.
Wow.
Yeah, the studio level, the big superhero action
But even
movies.
these little rom-coms you see, that have, studio pictures, they're 20, 30 million.
As I was going to say, this question just popped into my head, but as an actor, what's the toughest part of working in a low budget film for you guys?
I mean, the toughest thing is not having the luxury of a lot of takes. You really have to have your game together. You have to be on your aim game all the time. You can't just the camera's, my close-up's not on, so I'm just going to kind of walk through this. They're going to be off the master pretty soon and onto my face, so I'm not going to give them everything because you don't know what's going to wind up on film because we don't have a lot of time. So you just have to always bring your A game, I think. The less money you have, the harder the physical work becomes, I think, in any field.
And the less room for error as well.
Wow.
So the director, David A. Armstrong, I just wanted to go a little over David's life here, career in directing. He's a member of Directors Guild. He's also a film industry veteran. He has over 100 feature films and TV productions under his credit. Rising through the ranks as a cinematographer. He served as a director of photography for James Wan on Saw, the film franchise, like every movie from
he
Saw.
did all the Saw movies, I believe.
All of them but the most recent.
Okay, all right. Because he was busy with Assassin's Creed.
He was,
yeah.
yes.
And, it's one of the key team members to create the Guinness Book of World Records for largest grossing horror film franchises in history. I mean, he's a big shot. He's an all-star. What was his favorite part about working on the Assassin's Code?
That was probably because with me, I think.
Of course.
I think it was with me.
I think he would totally agree with that, yes. He's rolling his eyes right now if he's watching. I'm going to say it's the creative freedom that he had.
Really?
I gave him a lot of creative freedom to explore and do what he felt needed to be done. And I think it paid off in the end.
Good.
You hear horror stories of directors getting their legs cut off or producers taking over, and that's not my style. This was his creative vision, from the beginning, and he saw it all the way through to the very end.
Very good.
I was going to say, did this film take a different direction from what you anticipated it being? Did anything change from beginning to end?
Yeah, probably from the initial script. The co-writer Valerie Grant is David's fiance and was also the script supervisor.
Okay.
So what she, the original script was a little bit more actioning, a little bit more. What do you say, Rich?
It was a little bit more bang bang shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
Where now I think Valerie, who's amazing, added I think a little bit more depth to each individual character, gave them a bit more of a backstory of where they came from, what they're about, and all that stuff.
Yeah, Justin's wife in the movie, in the original script, was not a cellist. But Valerie decided to turn her into a cellist because we wanted to give her something more to do and have a chance to explore that, which then led us to one of the most beautiful locations in the whole movie, which is the Severance Hall.
Hall we shot,
which is the biggest
Cleveland.
concert hall in Cleveland, and it's just that's one of those world class venues that are just they're one of a kind.
Iconic.
Justin's the lead, right?
Justin and Peter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as casting is happening, were there names in mind? Was Justin and Peter there, or did they have to audition?
No, they were number one on both lists.
Really? So
Yes.
you got what you wanted.
Basically, our investor cut a check, say it based on, send me like 5 of each, and then said, okay, go to these 2 first, and
Right. See, and people don't know sometimes that's how it works. That's why I like to discuss that, because people need to understand there's more than one way when it comes to making these movies and stuff. So that's exciting.
Yeah, we had a list of 5 on each side, 5 for Peter's character and 5 for Justin's character, and fortunately for us, both of our number one choices said, yeah, we want to do it.
Yes, which is unheard of.
So,
really.
But who was in front of Rich? I mean,
Pesci, I think, right?
Yeah, it was Pesci.
Joe Pesci, I believe.
He was busy.
I believe.
Yeah, that's too bad. But hey, you got Rich. I mean, whatever. Okay.
Well, the funny thing is people that have watched this movie all the way through, the common comment that I kept hearing and David kept hearing was that Rich stole the show.
Really?
Yes.
They were just kept asking about who this guy was. He nailed it.
Why ruin this body with muscles? I love that line. That's when I can't wait to watch it.
I'm going to get that on a shirt.
I was going to ask, so both of you guys can probably answer this question. What can people expect from this film just altogether?
I'm going to call this, a bit of a throwback.
Throwback?
Yeah, it's a film noir. Yeah. It's got a taste of film noir. The score, which is amazing and is live, it's not a synth score. We have a 65-piece orchestra.
Wow.
Which orchestra?
It's in Macedonia.
Oh, you went foreign.
Well, yeah.
It's imported.
We didn't have the money to go American.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's imported. It's all good.
It's got more panache to it.
There you go.
Yeah, our composer, Austin Wintory, was just phenomenal.
Which his claim to fame is, I believe, he did a film score for a video game, and he's the only one that was ever nominated for a Grammy for a film score for a video game.
That is exciting.
Wow.
It was I don't know if you ever saw the game Sony put it out called Journey or Journeys.
No.
And it was just there's not really much to the game. It's just a
Right.
first-person deal, and you just take this character through all these crazy realms. But what carries the video game is the music behind it.
Okay.
And so
he was nominated for a Grammy for that.
And so we let him go crazy. We said we want a film noir. We want a mixture of Goldsmith meets LA Confidential meets
Like
Chinatown.
Sure. Right.
And he just delivered. So that
wait till you hear this score.
Brings you into the movie. So it's a little different than what's being put out now,
right?
Because it's more about the acting,
right,
and the story, and the world that you're in, and the special effects.
Right.
Just the gunshots. That's it.
It's not just I think based on your question, you asked what can people expect. I think they're going to find that it's not just your everyday run-of-the-mill action thriller.
Right.
There's a lot of depth behind all the characters, even the bit players.
Are you saying the characters have story behind them?
Yes.
Yeah, they have depth. All of them.
There's this little thing called character development.
Yeah, even like the cop with 2 lines.
People still do that.
Like just everybody brought it in this movie. Everybody.
So, going to social media now, you guys do have, the trailer's been duplicated a few times on social media, but I tracked down the 3 main ones. It's over 210,000 views right now for this trailer on YouTube. How effective has social media been in marketing this film and in general?
We're laughing because it's the only thing that's
been marketing.
It's the only way it's been marketed.
Right.
Was through social media. Gravitas Ventures, our domestic distributor, that's all they do. That's their business
social
model.
media.
It is social media. You won't find ads in newspapers really
What's
about
a newspaper?
this film. Right. They don't
even until the traditional marketing routes of the past are so expensive. You can't afford it.
What does it typically cost to market a film?
Oh gosh,
jeez.
I mean, the term for that is prints and advertising, and sometimes a studio film will pay as much for prints and advertising as they do the actual budget.
Yeah,
wow,
that's what they did with Black Panther.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So even on a low budget film, let's look at some of the stuff that Blumhouse does. Right, they're probably spending maybe $20 million on advertising, maybe 10. It depends.
How much money, marketing wise, with your guys'
we're budget? Up to almost $17 now.
Wow.
You lied.
Is that the sponsored ads on Facebook?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's word of mouth.
Really?
It's just it's doing sponsored ads on Facebook.
Okay.
Right.
It's just pushing it like that.
Why do you think we wanted to come here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
Come watch our movie.
Yeah. Okay, so with that, where do we find it? How do we see it? Because not everyone can go to the premiere.
Right now, you can pre-order it on iTunes.
Cool.
Okay.
Which would be really helpful. Yeah. As the game is played at this level, if you get to a certain number of pre-orders, then you get to go on the front page when you release.
Which would obviously help downloads and sales.
All right, so
right.
Inland Empire, listen up. How do we help you guys? Like, how many downloads do we need to get on the front page? What does that look like?
If we could get 1,000 pre-orders.
That's
1,000. That's not very many. So
yeah,
it's not a lot.
It's not a lot, but that would be.
We could do that. Yeah,
that would be fantastic if we
Okay.
could get 1,000 people to pre-order it before Friday.
All right, listen, Inland Empire, 909-951. They need 1,000 downloads, so I could go on after this show and actually download it now before the premiere.
Correct.
Yes, and what you could also do is you could go to our Facebook fan page, which is the Assassin's Code 2018. 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the link that will take you right to iTunes is on there to pre-order the film.
Okay, and is iTunes the only place that I can go?
For pre-orders.
For pre-orders.
For pre-orders.
On Friday, we're releasing on 11 screens across the country.
Okay.
We're going to be, if you want to see the movie in a theater, we're in Hollywood at the Arena.
At the Arena.
The Arena Cine Lounge on Sunset.
On
Ooh,
Sunset.
all right, I've been there before.
Ooh, you're in Sunset.
Yeah.
You know, I've worked Sunset too, but it was for different reasons.
We're not going to discuss those.
No, that's a
I
different
was hoping
show.
we could learn more.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
Should
story.
we bring Ron Jeremy
And then
back
I
into
was
this
thinking the
equation?
same exact thing. I didn't want to say it.
It got morbidly dark and quiet here for a second.
So
and then after on Friday as well, the iTunes will be live, and then all of the cable companies will have it.
Okay.
DirecTV, VOD.
Okay.
Like Amazon, I'm sure.
Yeah,
You download it.
all the usual suspects where you go to rent and or buy movies.
Good.
It's going to go live on Friday.
And I believe also like on your actual cable company where you pay a little extra to rent a movie.
Right.
I think
Right.
it's going to be
It'll be
on those.
in the in theaters now box.
Yeah, that section where it says movies that are currently in
Right.
theaters.
All
yeah.
right. Very good.
That's awesome.
Okay.
So where can our listeners follow you guys at?
Yeah.
Oh wow, cool. Well, I have Rich Grosso actor on Facebook. I have a fan page. My Twitter is at Rich Grosso 61. And my website is www.richgrosso.com.
Because Rich,
Cool.
you've done other things too. What else have you done? Just real quick.
Oh gosh, well, like you read my bio, I opened a restaurant. I had a very successful rrestaurant in Woodland Hills for
No, but
several
gigs,
years.
gigs. Like, what have you been seen in for
Oh,
people that don't know you that want to go look
God.
at you right now online?
Oh God, well, I'm all over YouTube. Like my acting reels and stuff are out there. But I did the '98 Godzilla. I was in that.
That is
Matthew
awesome.
Broderick. I did an episode.
Come see Rich live. He's doing live comedy now.
I am a
Oh.
stand-up comic.
And where's that at?
Well, I don't have anything coming up right now, or I would
Okay.
love to pitch it. I just finished a gig over Easter weekend. I was at the Laugh Factory in
Okay.
Las Vegas.
And
Nice.
guys, I can vouch for Rich. He's one funny guy. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't play evil bad guys that
Right.
kill you.
Do you
I
go
could
do
be
you go
funny,
Bob
too.
Saget when it's time to get on the mic?
You know, I curse so much that when I moved from New Jersey to California, they actually thought I had Tourette's.
Oh, so
Oh my
you don't?
gosh.
And then you can find me on Twitter
Yeah.
at William K. Baker.
Nice, very good. All right, well, we're gonna play a game to wrap up the show. It's two truths
Uh-oh.
and a lie.
2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, let's
goodness.
cue up that music. Two truths
Dun,
and
dun,
a lie.
dun.
Pretty much what's gonna happen is, and Manny will go first for us here.
Oh, you know what?
What?
I will go second.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm trying to make mine real good over here,
Okay,
all right?
okay. I will go first. Two truths and a lie. Pretty much, I and Manny, and then you two, you'll tell us two things that are true about yourself, and then one thing that is definitely a lie, and then we have to guess what's the truth and what's the lie, or rather, what's the lie.
So wait, clarify one more time. So 2 truths and 1 lie.
Yeah,
Okay, that's easy.
yeah. So let's play the music under us because this is going to be fun. Okay, so 2 truths and a lie. Okay, I surpassed Justin Bieber once upon a time on the music charts. Number 2, I am allergic to peppers, bell peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers, all peppers. And I am obsessed with Nike shoes. I'm obsessed with Nike shoes.
All right, so is it a free-for-all? Can we all guess?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
What do
cool.
you guys think is the lie?
We'll start with you.
The lies of the peppers.
Okay, Rich?
It's the shoes.
On the mic, on the mic.
It's the shoes.
Okay.
It's the Justin Bieber one.
It's the shoes.
Oh, man. So you surpassed Justin Bieber at one point.
Yeah, it was literally for 3 days.
Wow. And what song was that?
Jump? Was it Jump? It was Jump or all? It was All the Way.
Okay.
All the Way. My first single.
Wow.
That was re-released.
That's
it was a
pretty
re-release.
awesome.
It wasn't even
When
a new
I was
song.
still calling them boy band.
Boy band. That was before he was the bonus Jonas.
The bonus shows, yeah. All right, Manny, it's your turn.
All
Two
right.
truths and a lie.
2 truths and 1 lie. All right, so I have 2 different ears.
2 different ears.
Don't we all have 2 different ears?
2 different ears.
Okay.
I've pooped my pants as an adult.
Pooped your pants as an adult. Okay.
I know Chinese.
He knows Chinese. I'm going to say it's 2 different ears.
I'm going to have to say 2 different ears.
I'm going to go Chinese.
All right, so you two are wrong. You're right. I don't know Chinese. I have actually 2 different ears, as you guys can see.
Let me see the other ear.
This one is normal. This is like my flat ear.
Okay.
My left, if you guys can see, my left ear is the.
You gotta turn around, man.
So this is.
Oh wow! Look at you. You have one that's close and
Oh
one
my gosh.
you can fly to Guam with the other one. Look at that.
You are different.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Sad part is I really pooped my pants as an adult.
Yeah. Well, well, when you get to be my age, that happens a lot more.
Oh, cool.
Unfortunately, you took one of mine.
On set.
All right, Rich. 2 truths and a lie.
Oh my gosh.
I should have studied.
I lived in the Bahamas.
Lived in the Bahamas.
I was a casino craps dealer.
I was a casino craps dealer.
And
Craps.
I
You just like
opened on Broadway at the age of 11.
Opened on Broadway at the age of 11. I'm
So-
gonna say casino craps dealer.
I'm gonna say casino craps dealer too. That's what I was thinking.
I'm going living in the Bahamas.
All of you are wrong.
Woo!
All of
Wrong?
you.
I thought
I
right.
have not been on Broadway at age 11.
Oh, man. See,
But I lived in the Bahamas, and I was a craps dealer in Atlantic
You
City.
see how much credit we were giving you?
The more you know.
I believed in you.
I'm obviously the better actor here, is what it is.
Yeah. And all you have is a Weeblo pin that you lied about.
I lied about that, too. See that?
And it should have been a science project.
Yeah. All right, William. 2 truths and a lie.
Well, this is going to be a tough one. Let's see. 2 truths and a lie.
2 truths and a lie. Whatever you want.
He's
But
thinking
we do
real
have
good.
3 minutes left. So.
Oh, well. I've worked with Tom Cruise.
You've worked with Tom
Tom
Cruise?
Cruise.
That's an actor, Manny.
Tom Cruise.
You work with Tom Cruise?
He's a basketball player.
I was adopted as an infant.
You were adopted as an infant?
Okay.
And I've lived in 15 different places.
You've lived in 15 different places.
Ooh.
I'm
When
gonna
you say
s-
places, you mean like apartments? Or cities?
doesn't
or
matter.
countries?
It's just places.
Places.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Everyone in Hollywood has a hard story. So I'm going to say adopted is true. And then 15 places, Hollywood again. You're always on the go.
I think I had 15 my first year.
So I'm going to say the first one, Tom Cruise.
I'm going to go with the... what was the third one?
15 different places.
I'm going to go with the Tom Cruise one as well.
I don't think you've worked with Tom Cruise.
You're all correct.
We know you.
That's good. I don't like Tom Cruise anyway, so...
I do. What's wrong with Tom?
Our star Justin Chatwin has worked with Tom Cruise, though, in
He
War of the
has.
Worlds.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
He was his baby daddy. No, he was his daddy. He was just his daddy.
Tom was his dad.
Tom was his daddy.
Yes.
Hey, everyone. That wraps up this edition of the WeTube Radio Show, which comes to you every Tuesday night right here on KCAA Radio, NBC News Radio. I'm Andrew Caravella.
And I'm Manny Boy Sandoval.
Make sure you guys go and download this on iTunes. Pre-order it. It's the Assassin's Code, right? That's what we search. Assassin's Code.
The Assassin's
The
Code.
Assassin's Code.
The
And again, go to our fan page.
Fan page.
Now, there is another
like them.
Assassin's Code that was made in Japan about 10 years ago.
Not that one.
So
So-
2018.
Yes.
Yeah, you put the year in is probably the
Yeah.
fastest way to find it.
And the link
Cool.
is on our Facebook page, the Assassin's Code 2018.
Perfect.
Premieres this weekend.
Premieres this weekend. We'll be there. You can follow me, handle On Air with Andrew.
Manny Boy Sandoval.
There you go. And that's the WeTube Radio Show. We'll see you next week right here on NBC News Radio. Later. Hey, what's going on? This is Andrew Caravella,
And this is Manny Boy Sandoval.
and we have a brand new show that's coming to KCAA.
That's right. We do have a brand new show coming to KCAA